Rejected MDMA therapy as a treatment for PTSD. It's a setback for the growing movement to use psychedelics for treatment of mental health conditions. It comes as the agency was under intense pressure from politicians and veterans to approve the drug. Last week, 80 members of Congress sent a letter to President Biden underscoring the grave need for new treatments to address PTSD in veterans. But back in June, the FDA's own advisory committee said there wasn't enough evidence the therapy was safe or effective. NBC News medical fellow Dr. Akshay Syal joins me now. So, Dr. Syal, break down why the FDA shot down this treatment.
Hey, Valerie. So the short answer here is that they want more data. And so just to expand on that a little bit, when we're approving new drugs in this country, whether it's COVID vaccines or new medications, you want to prove, in a randomized controlled trial that these things work. And Valerie, what that means is, you give a placebo to some people and you give the drug to the other people, and nobody really knows which one they're getting. But the problem, Valerie, with MDMA and with psychedelics in general is that you can't really blind that, right? So if I give a patient aspirin, they may not know which, if they're getting an aspirin or a placebo, but if you're getting a psychedelic, you know if you're getting a psychedelic, and that can kind of confound the results. And so that's one of the big concerns the FDA has here tonight, Valerie, is that, the data may not be as robust as they would like, and they're asking the company to sort of go back to the drawing board and do a little bit more research.
And what were some of the other big concerns the agency originally had?
So when you're talking about MDMA, there are some risks associated with it, including, with this as well as with psilocybin. And the big thing to really watch for here is heart problems, including a really fast heart rate, really high blood pressure, as well as any potentials for abuse. And you can see, Valerie, here, they're kind of balancing the two here, right? Those safety risks on the right side compared with things it might be used for, including anxiety, depression, substance abuse like alcohol use disorder, and potentially eating disorders. So, whenever you're deciding whether or not to approve things, you have to weigh the risks and benefits. And tonight, Valerie, the FDA is saying there's just not enough evidence to recommend it for PTSD.
So what does this decision mean for psychedelic treatments? Are there still viable paths in the future, more clinical trials?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the way this is being described by researchers in the field is a setback, right? It's not over. It is something that they are sort of glad that the FDA is paying such close attention. You want to make sure those rigorous safety standards are in play. Valerie, there's over 40 studies in trials right now for MDMA, and there's also a handful for psilocybin, the chemical and magic mushroom. So there's a lot of research going on right now, and I don't think this is a major setback. I think this is just something that the FDA is saying we need to be a little bit more cautious. We need a little bit more data before we can say for sure that this works, and at the same time not dismiss the results for many people out there that it has worked for, Valerie. So a lot to look forward to.
All right. Dr. Akshay Syal, thank you.